So in this video, we're going to talk about why RJ Barrett has to have an additional role coming off the bench. A lot of people are going crazy over it. They're wondering, what does it mean? Don't worry, I'm going to break it down for you in the jiffy. So hello, welcome to the channel. I am the Objective Fan, straight out of Kings County, New York City's finest. You know the vibes. And we're going to be talking about RJ Barrett. So definitely, if you're new to the channel, why don't you subscribe, hit that bell icon so more people can get the notifications, and like the video so more cool Knicks fans can check out this content. So ever since Obi was traded, Knicks fans have been going crazy talking about, oh man, what are we going to do at the backup power forward position? It's been a big concern for everyone, and Coach Tibbs addressed it during Knicks Content Day. He said that RJ Barrett, Josh Hart, he also said Jericho Sims possibly could be the guys filling that time at the backup spot. So no, RJ Barrett will not be coming off the bench. However, he will be working with the bench unit, possibly at the backup power forward position. I wanted to share with you why him coming off the bench might not be a bad idea. Like Tibbs said, it's going to be a backup four by committee with Hart and Sims. Hart has definitely had experience playing the backup four. You know, he played in Portland a four. Then he also played for the World Cup. He even started at the four, and he was guarding a lot of bigger guys, getting a lot. He led the team in rebounds, right? A lot of good things. And also, too, he and RJ Barrett can definitely switch between that role. So he's not going to be locked in to having to just play the four by himself. Josh Hart, it has great size, right? He averaged 8 rebounds a game. And check this out. Here's a stat that people are going to start talking about, but no one has been talking about. I'm letting it out the bag. Josh Hart averaged a double-double in the playoffs, his first playoffs as a starter. He started 5 out of the 11 games. So Josh Hart is no slouch. And listen, with his 6'4" frame, he's definitely got good size. He's strong. He holds his ground. And I think he should be okay, right? Now, before we continue with the video, I want to show you my I Bleed orange and blue t-shirt. Definitely. The black and the colors are popping. This is good material. You can wash it all the time. I already washed this like 2 times, and it's still got that. Look at how that blue pops. Definitely check out the I Bleed orange and blue t-shirts. If you're a Knicks fan, the Knicks season is upon us. I also got the nice beige hoodie with the I Bleed orange and blue. It's fire, right? And let me tell you something. Fall is coming. You want to go to the Garden repping your team, definitely get you some I Bleed orange and blue t-shirts and more at shop.theobjectiveknicksfan.com. Now let's get back to the video. Jericho Sims, he's another option. He's had time that he played at the 4 last year for us. He's a small 5, height-wise, but he's strong. He got a lot of physicality. I like him. I think that, you know, he definitely was someone that felt in, gave us good minutes for Mitch. When Mitch went down, Hartenstein didn't really start. Well, Hartenstein did start a couple of games, but Sims started a lot of games as well. And then there were times where Obi wasn't available, and so they went with Sims and Hartenstein at the backup 4. You know what? I love the way he played. He has good mobility, right? He's a great athlete. I think that he could, if the Knicks have trouble with the small guys, and I kind of talked about this on the podcast, where I said that if the small ball isn't working, someone else is going to have to sacrifice on this team. And when I say sacrifice, meaning that they're not going to get a lot of minutes. And that's okay, because it's all about the team, and I want to see the Knicks win. I'm a Knicks fan. I'm not a player. I'm not a player fan in terms of valuing guys getting what they got to get. I like to root for my team. And, you know, there's other guys, too, on the roster. So when we say power forward by committee, you know, you got Isaiah Roby, Nathan Knight, who also plays power forward. Will these guys make the team? I'm not sure. But if they do, those are options. Before we continue, I do have a question for you. Between Hart RJ Sims, and all the other guys that I said that possibly can play the backup four, do you think that we will be okay? Is it enough? Do we need more? What are your thoughts on this? I think so. I think that unless we see some slippage, there's no reason to rock the boat. Just keep the team the way it is. And look, we're actively looking for the shop for a superstar. So let me know what you think. Okay. Now, another thing too, we got to understand that this is not the 1990s anymore. A lot of you fans go back to the 90s, even in the 2000s when there was a lot of physical play. You had Rasheed Wallace, Zach Randolph, Larry Johnson, right? Charles Oakley towards the end of his days, right? Running the show at the four. Now, do we understand we're not talking about RJ Barrett starting at power forward. We're talking about him coming off the bench. And even off the bench, there's no Kurt Thomas there. There's no McDyess, Antonio McDyess. So because of that, you can get away with a small forward. You know what? Let's jump into research mode. I'm gonna use NBA 2K. We're gonna rock out with 2K, okay? Now let's look at this. We're gonna look at the top 100 power forwards in basketball according to NBA 2K. Now we know in the top 10, DeMar DeRozan to me is not a power forward, but even if DeMar DeRozan is a power forward, are you telling me RJ couldn't match up with him? What about Pascal Siakam at 6'8"? You try to tell me that RJ can match up with Pascal Siakam? Come on, bro. All right, so these are the top guys. Oh, they got Julius Randle number 10, right? So we know in the top, you're gonna have some big bodies, some big beasts, some guys that you don't want to bang with, right? But let's get down. Let's get down from 20. Let's look at from 20 down. So from 20 down, you got Rui Hachimura, who's 6'8". You trying to tell me that RJ Barrett can't match up with Rui Hachimura? You got Trey Murphy, 6'8". You trying to tell me that RJ can't spend a little time battling Trey Murphy? Now, Jared Vanderbilt is a big guy, even though he's 6'8". But I'm not too worried about him. Sadiq Bey, 6'7". Jeremy Sochan, he's a slim, thin 6'8". Tariq Eason, another 6'8", but not that big. His boy Obi Toppin, number 26. Salute to 2K, giving Obi a nice nod. But Obi 6'9". Obi does not play with his back to the basket, right? Marvin Bagley, I believe, is a starter for Detroit. Trey Lyles, 6'9", big guy, but he's a starter. These guys are starters. Johnny Kamunga, 6'7". RJ can match up with him. Kevin Love, 6'8". RJ can match up with him because Kevin Love doesn't play with his back to the basket. Now let's look from 32 down. Patrick Williams, 6'7". Dory Finney-Smith, 6'7". PJ Washington, 6'7". Now Kyle Anderson is a big guy, 6'9". Danilo Gallinari plays small at 6'10". Isaiah Stewart is a strong big, but does not play with his back to the basket. Same thing with Chris Bouchard, 6'9", does not play with his back to his basket. Look at all these 6'9". None of these guys here, Denny, Jalen Smith, none of these guys are back to the basket threats. I think Marcus Morris, out of all these guys we just talked about, are more back to the basket threats. So what I'm trying to say is you won't find yourself in mouth in the house scenarios with these guys here. I mean, give me a break. Royce O'Neal, 6'6". Kendrick Williams, 6'6". Paul Reed, he's a big boy. He's a big 6'9". But he plays a lot of center. He's a power forward center. Thaddeus Young, small power forward. Jeremiah Robinson Earl, not worried about him. None of these guys I'm worried about. These are the guys that RJ Barrett and Hart and all these guys are going to be matched up with. I don't have no concerns. The power forward position is the weakest position in basketball. Don't get me started. You guys are tripping. You guys are tripping, man. Let me move on, man. Let's get out of research, man. I'm done. You guys are tripping. You guys are talking about backup power forwards and being concerned with backup power forwards. The power forward position is the weakest position in basketball. RJ Barrett plays with the second unit a lot. When Julius Randle and even Jalen Brunson typically play the whole first quarter, and then they rest in the second quarter, and RJ typically is out there with the second unit. So you don't really have to make any real changes to what worked for you last year, just implementing Dante into the mix. But RJ already plays with the bench unit. Tibbs loves going with IQ, Hart, RJ. He loves going with those guys. And RJ and Hart will be running power forward by committee against these guys we just went through. I mean, come on, bro. Let's knock it off. And another thing too, Julius Randle played 77 games. He tweaked his ankle, and that's why he didn't play the whole 82 games. He would have played the whole 82 games. He only played 35 minutes a game, so that means there's 13 minutes of rest. RJ and Hart can guard these other guys that we just looked at for 13 minutes. Come on, bro, give me a break. We don't need to go that hard for power forward position. I think we'll be just fine. Anybody who's concerned with the backup power forward position, I think you need to let them watch this video because I break it down for you to let you know that RJ will be able to hold it down. And it's not just RJ. Definitely, if you haven't checked it out, the hottest Knicks podcast on the scene, check it out this week inside the New York Knicks. Go there to get your Knicks fix. It's the only way to stay up to the date with the Knicks 365, 1 week at a time. Give me 50 minutes. I give you the Knicks. Definitely check that podcast out. Right now it's exclusively on this YouTube channel. And I try to drop the episode every Monday morning. So look out for Monday mornings. This week inside the New York Knicks, I'm going to be coming to you live and make it happen. Definitely check us out. So final thoughts. I hope I really enlighten you on this whole RJ Barrett situation. He's not going to be going up against Rasheed Wallace and Kirk Thomas and guys like that. And these fours that we went through, none of those fours are interior threats. A lot of those fours are shooters. Some of them are spot-up shooters, 3-and-D guys. Nobody off the bench that you really got to prepare for. RJ will be fine, man. And that's all for this video. Definitely subscribe, hit that bell icon so you get all your notifications, and like the video so more cool Knicks fans can check out this video. If you want to support, there's multiple ways to do it. You can subscribe, like I just said, or you can send a cash app to The Objective Fan. That's one way to support. Another way to support, hit the shop. Get you some I Bleed Orange and Blue t-shirts. Get the black pops. This definitely will go nice with your Knicks hats and your Knicks merch, right? And definitely just stay tuned, man. We're growing. We got a lot of things in store for this upcoming season. I'm so excited. And that's all for this video. So until next time, let's go Knicks.